welcome, Honor Lind. It is great to have you today. I know our time is limited, but you are full of heart. She's going to explain that all at the end. You guys are going to be amazed with what all she does and how she's helping humanity. Let's dig in. 2021. How are you preparing for it? What is going on?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you for having me on the show today. And on behalf of HART, we're just so ecstatic to all the changes that are going on. It's a labor of love and it's passion. But for 2021, we are really embracing what I call the digital age and the art of doing business through electronics, through Zoom, through Teams, through new computer digital enterprises, through social media. So we have had to really dive into online business practices of today. That's how we're going to propel into 2021.
What's your biggest fear about that? Was there a big fear or big concern about doing all that and jumping into this?
Well, there was until I started seeing the rewards of utilizing technology. I, as a creative entity, I've always been a fan of computers and email and social media, and I saw it as just another tool for marketing and business practices, but really embracing it to networking endeavors and building cafes and utilizing Zoom on a daily basis. I was terrified. But once I started to embrace the effectiveness and efficiency of technology and how it could really streamline business practices and you could still have great relationships. As a matter of fact, you're a prime example. I've built this great relationship, on the other side of the US, where I may not have had that cultivation aspect if it wasn't for technology. So I find myself embarking on new horizons and new friendships and new partnerships because of the technology. So we're expanding because of technology now that I've embraced it. I had to learn it first.
Well, you see, and that's the thing, and one of the reasons I'm asking that too is because a lot of the women that are listening aren't biggest fans of technology, and they kind of look at it like, oh God, there's something else. And that brings up that fear. That's why I asked about that, because it's what I'm hearing is that you took the step forward, even if you didn't choose to, even if, well, you did choose to step forward. However, you're choosing to go forward weighed more than staying in the fear. And
exactly.
Yeah. And I'm hearing that. And I think that sometimes women think, or some of them getting into that, if they don't really I know I did. When I first got into my business, I thought, oh my God, I don't know all this stuff. And I thought it would be over my head and how am I ever going to do it? And I'll never connect. And now just what you said, it's helped. And I'm hearing how you're preparing that. How did you prepare for your next step in your business? Like, how did you prepare to go forward in your business?
Well, first I had to validate the need. And I did a lot of surveys and research to see if there was a need for my business. And then through a lot of focus groups and conversations and evaluating what was going on in the world, I felt that this was an area that needed to be addressed to serve community needs for at-home moms and homeschool mothers and provide our education and outreach to them. And then I saw a lot of my artist friends losing their jobs, including myself. And I wanted to find out ways that I can help optimize their ability to generate revenue during this new time of COVID, because the world was changing so fast. I was trying to find solutions. So it is through technology that I knew I had to quickly advance myself to become a solution provider for online services. So I could showcase artists and their artwork through Zoom and interviews while they're at their gallery and behind the scenes. The only way I need to share that information was through utilizing the social media platforms and maximizing those resources and opportunities. And it's only through the digital age that we're able to provide those services. Now, I didn't know a lot about Zoom. And I didn't know anything about Teams or 365 Office. And as my new partners, and we were trying to build the website, build courses, build curriculum, bring together collaborative partners, I was getting flooded with emails and I couldn't manage them because it was just so much information and texting and trying to integrate all that. And then my IT partner, you partner with resources that are more advanced than you are. He came to me and said, you need 365 teams. It's going to make your life so much easier. So he developed a crash course where he taught us on our team how to manifest and utilize this new tool. So by partnering with people that know more than I do, that they could teach me how to overcome these fears, really help catapult us to the new age of digital online practices, to circumvent being bombarded with emails. Now they're streamlined and everything's done right there in real time in Teams. So I embrace the technology now.
So what I'm hearing also is that you got validation. You
Yes.
got validation that it's okay to have the fear.
Yes.
And you also got the support that you needed. And
Yes.
that I think is so important in whatever we do and to help us get forward in our lives. And what a gift. What an incredible gift that is. Do you have a favorite quote that you like? Anything you could share with us?
Well, I have a couple. I have a lot because, sometimes we get stressed out and we need some inspiration, right? But I find myself always going back to what Einstein said: imagination is more important than knowledge. And it took me a while to really figure out what that meant, because I was like, imagination, creativity and imagination that really fosters innovation. And I always took that to mean knowledge is important, and learning books and theories and all that is very critical. But what you do with that information and how you move that information forward comes through in the creative realm of innovation and imagination. To me, that's what fosters growth and fosters a new way of thinking. So that's one of my favorite quotes, I should say. And my second quote that I really love is from Winnie the Pooh. You're braver than you think, and you're smarter than you think, and go forth and take those chances. And who better, to know the simple things in life are the most valued than our friend Winnie the Pooh.
That's we can get so much inspiration around us from the most interesting sources. And those are so powerful. And what is there some person or something that just inspired you to go on the direction you're going? Or is there something that made you want to this is your mission? How did you know that this was for you? Was there something or someone that inspired you for this?
Well, there's a lot of people that I can give credit for being a part of my life. Christina Lemon, a professor friend of mine, a current friend of mine, Marjorie Young, who's very inspirational. My partner, Barkley Brown, he's always governed me in the right direction. But in this particular endeavor, the credit goes to my mom. She has been with me throughout my whole journey of life and has watched me work in several nonprofit art organizations and has devoted in businesses. I've worked for really big businesses and corporations, and she's watched what I've done, how I think and how I learn. And she finally came to me during this time of COVID and said, you know what, it's your turn. Why don't you take your experience and your knowledge and your passion of what you're trying to do and finally bring it forth into your own nonprofit? Because you have a lot of great ideas, and the only way you're going to ever be able to make that happen is to create your own nonprofit. And hence the power of HART. The HART Initiative was born.
And that is something, there's something to me really powerful hearing it from your mother. There's something, when you said it's from your mother, I thought, wow, that's not only are you getting encouraged, but your core. I mean, you come from her, and it's just like the very core of you is saying to do that. What better message?
Thank you. And that really, and I was shocked. And because she said, you've been governing your whole life for this mission, everything that you've done, from all of your careers, all of your degrees, all of your organizations, all of your artwork. I started in theater, and then I went into photography, then I went into writing, then I went into metalsmith jewelry making and sculpting and narrative through metalsmithing. And so through all of this experience, I was able to start working on collages, fairy tales, myths, and legends around the world to create these new interpretive art pieces that are hopefully convey more powerful messaging. So, but it's interesting that this organization isn't about me. It's about helping other artists and helping other creative souls learn the therapeutic process of art or learn the business practices of art. And I've done both sides. So it's great to be a visionary who wants to bridge those two parts of the business world and the creative art exploration together, and then also help those who are in need to learn the therapeutic process and the healing components of art as it relates to art as a form of therapy.
Which is great. We're going to get into that a little bit later because I want you to have that whole space, because there's so much, and I want everybody to really be able to focus only on that. And that is such a, I mean, you guys are going to, she's just blows your mind with everything she could. It's just fabulous.
You're too kind. You're too kind. Really, I'm too humbled.
well, I got to ask you though, if you were to collaborate, because you're a one-man act right now, so to speak. I know you've had all these teams. What are the characteristics of a person icon that you'd want in order to collaborate?
Characteristics in an icon that I would love to characterize. Well, obviously, a thought leader. We always want to be working with thought leaders and those who are better or more seasoned or more experienced. I think this world is changing so fast, and no matter how much experience I have, I try to surround myself with those who have special niches and features that I don't embody, so I can learn from them and they can bring to the table. So when I create my board of directors, I try to find those who are visionaries, who have the same value systems as I do and share in the mission and vision of the organization. So I think that's important, is to find those who have, who embrace what you're doing and see the vision and the purpose of what you're doing, and surround yourselves by those visionary thinkers.
What about if somebody has a different kind of personality? Maybe they can give you the skills, but personally, there might not be that chemistry. Do you think there's something involved in that, or is that come into play at all?
Oh, I think opposites attract. And I think, I surround myself by the naysayers. They're hard. And if you can overcome their objectives and objections and to what you're doing and what you're planning, a couple of my mentors that I work with and sought out, they're hard. They're international businessmen. Tom Glazier of mentor, he's a mentor.
Oh, sure.
Savannah, Dr. Barkley Brown, he's with Raytheon. That couldn't be more different than what we're doing. I try to get different diversity for sure, because I'm very creative and very imaginative, and I have a lot of experience in what I do, but I also need that other voice to be heard, stakeholders and shareholders that, from citizens that live in the community, what do they think about it? Other organizations like mine and other organizations that are completely different than mine. I try to learn from everyone and invite them to participate, even when they're a lot different than me. And it's hard, but you have to invite everyone to the table when you're trying to create something that creates change.
And even in our personal lives, for those of you who aren't particularly in a business or something, this is so valuable, because sometimes everybody says, oh, if I'm given to no, that's so negative or something. Maybe no is going to guide you to the right answer. Maybe no is actually, in a way, a long-term yes.
That is a really great question. I can't tell you how many times a no. Nobody likes to be told no. Sure. I mean, since you're 2 years old, you still don't like to be told no. But I will say, sometimes no creates a bigger yes and something more innovative and more creative than you can actually imagine. And so I have experienced in my career many times when a no turned into a different avenue of success that I never would have thought of if I hadn't had that door shut.
And that's what I love, because no does not mean the end of the road. It could be the beginning. I mean, you just said that. You have these people around you saying no, no, no. And maybe it helps you become even more, I don't know how to say it, maybe better equipped to do what the next step in your business. because
Oh, and
you
if
are
they
told
don't
that.
like something that I've put together, and it's frustrating. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's hard when you put all this time and energy into thinking about a way a campaign should go, or the direction the organization should go, and then you pitch it and they don't like it. But they're your first line of defense. And if it doesn't make sense to them and they don't like it and they don't see the value, then you have to pack up your bags and start all over again. I mean, look at Einstein. He never gave up. Look at Da Vinci. So I figure I'm just in good company, and with everything that doesn't work, you're getting closer to something that will work. But you have to keep trying and forging through.
Yeah, it reminds me of a failure is a person who actually quits.
Yep.
And
Well, it's hard.
well, it is, because it's our egos and we believe in it and we're happy and it's our baby and we put work into it. At the same time, we can also, one of the things I've learned is also to stand up for myself more if I truly believe in something. I mean, maybe if I'm not missing, if I really think that this is the way to go. And that, so it's been a lesson both ways, I know, in my circumstance as well. Yeah.
I concur and agree. And that's when you cry or pick up the phone, and then you find those who do value you, that help you, help you pick up your tutu from the floor and start flying to go forward, because you need those wings brushed off a little bit because it's time to soar. We all fall off the bike and have to get back on again.
You have quotes. Is there anything else that you use to just keep you going in those dark times? Because I know we would all benefit from hearing that as well. And the quotes are wonderful.
Well, that's interesting. I do live a lot on quotes. Obviously, I'm committed to, there's Bible verses that really keep me going, for sure. And a lot of those, really speak to me. But there's one, again, my mother gave this to me, and it comes to mind. And it was an image of a fairy, which is kind of funny that I just referenced wings, but it talked to, at the end of it, it says, but what if you fly? What if you soar? And in the beginning of it talks about what could you do if you weren't afraid? What would you choose to do if it was all up to you? Just imagine the infinite possibilities. What if you soar and you don't fail? And then I used to have it. It's packed up, and I've been looking for it recently, actually, because and I thought I need to find it so I can make it bigger and put it in my office, because our little voices inside of our head sometimes aren't so nice. But then if you turn, you have to pivot. And every time the negative comes in, not today, I've got stuff to do. So turn that worry into work. And even Marcus Aurelius, the Roman Empire, talked about taking a moment to pause, to reflect, to really think about what's important, even during times of crisis or war or whatever. He dedicated a whole book to it, and that essentially, but what if? Imagine yourself in the most successful rewards of what you're trying to do, and hold on to that moment. And I think that helps me overcome the obstacles. Focus on the end results of what you're trying to do, and hopefully that be the change you want to see in the world, but help the world change, but what you're trying to do and serve.
Brilliant. Just beautiful. Well, in the last couple of minutes, please share with us how you can help our audience and what you offer, please.
Well, thank you. The HART Initiative, we are the healing power of art, but what that really means is we offer business courses to artists to help them maximize their passion and convert it into profit and revenue for themselves. So we have partnered with a lot of business developers in the community to create classes that help teach artists how to do that. And small business owners can take the classes too, whether you're a gallery or another nonprofit or an independent artist that is like, hey, I want to learn how to brand my work. And so I've been blessed to partner with a lot of artists too, who have been successful at doing that. And they're going to offer their courses through our online delivery system. The second part is we will be offering those art courses to the community we serve through online. course delivery system. So you too can sign up and take classes if you want to learn how to do photography, or you want to learn how to do collage art, or you want to learn how to make a quilt. We do have artists from around the world that will be offering those services online. We've had to pivot a little bit. We do paint and play parties for at-home moms and schools. We do a lot of outreach to schools and public schools and community centers and retirement communities. We developed our programs in time of COVID because we were worried about senior citizens and veterans and children that were at home. We wanted to create some fun self-creative art exploration, and we called it the healing power of art, because you can escape through creative arts, and that's what we're trying to do. And it's to provide art outreach services to everyone through businesses and art curriculum.
Fabulous. And all of Honor's information will be posted, so you can easily get in touch with her and find out more about her amazing organization. Thank you. I can't believe the time has flown by.
It sure did.
I'm just in awe, and thank you for the work that you do and the mission.
I'm humbled. Thank you.
So wonderful. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you so much.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.